Welcome back to College Band Radio, brought to you by College Marching and sponsored by Flip Folder app. I hope you're all having a great week and you enjoyed last week's episode featuring our auxiliary members. And we just wanted to give a huge thank you to Maeve and Amanda for coming on to talk with us last week about that. So if you want to know when new episodes are dropping and some of our other fun announcements, such as Marching Madness, make sure to give us a follow on social media. Craig, where can they find us on social media?
Well, if you want to follow us on social media, first thing you should do, scroll down, hit that subscribe button, make sure you give this live show a like, and then go click over to Twitter, search up at College Band RDO, because as you've heard us say at least 728 times, radio is one letter too long. Then go over to Instagram, look up College Band Radio. It's our name. Just find us there. Hit us with that follow, And then go over to your favorite podcasting platform and make sure you follow us there too. Alrighty. But it is March. And it is a mad March right now. It is absolutely wild. And I know that what most people care about is the bracket. And of course, the bracket that we are talking about is the Marching Madness bracket. So without further ado, are we ready to reveal the next week of games, of matches?
I think we are.
Alrighty. And here they are. Last week, Hey Baby took on Take On Me. And they took them on. Holiday, in my opinion, pulled the upset over Crazy Train. Honestly, I was not expecting that one. Hannah will fight.
Don't call it an upset.
It was an upset. Let's be real here. All right. This one, I would say that this one was the only one that was like a real not shocker, Neck obviously beating the Final Countdown. Final Countdown's a great one, but Neck is gonna beat that one out. I think Neck is gonna pull the win in the end. And then Seven Nation Army and Sweet Caroline. I saw this one going either way. I didn't really, have one big pull one way or the other.
I thought it was kind of a Cinderella story with Seven Nation Army. Like,
really? I think it's like a standard. It's a pep standard.
So is Sweet Caroline. What marching band exists that does not love Sweet Caroline?
But I think Sweet Caroline is more of a song that the DJ plays in a stadium or an arena more than the band plays, and I think that is what put Seven Nation Army over the top on that one.
Well, that's funny to me because
I've never played Sweet Caroline in the band. Never played it.
What? That's one of our standards. Like,
never played it.
We did it in a show once. We do it in the stands every year. We do it for pep band. I did it in high school all the time. Maybe it's like a Midwestern thing that we do it a lot more here.
I don't know if it's a Midwest. I think it just depends on the school. But I know personally, like in high school, I never played it. In college, I never played it. So it was always a song that was played in the stands. Like being from the East Coast, when I think of Sweet Caroline at a sporting event, I think of Boston, and the Red Sox.
I think of Iowa State, actually. Funny story with that at Iowa State with Sweet Caroline is the school wanted to pick a new hype song to play when they won. And they had this school-wide poll and they kept eliminating songs and people turned it into a joke and kept voting for Sweet Caroline. And now it's their thing. So there's your fun fact about Sweet Caroline.
Nice. And so obviously, y'all got a chance to look at that bracket. We are now in the Final Four. We've got our Western Division matchup from Hey Baby versus Holiday, and our Eastern side of the bracket, we'll call it, Neck versus Seven Nation Army. The polls open Friday at noon Eastern and go through Tuesday night. Make sure you go out and vote. Make sure you do it. Tuesday, by the way, is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to him on Tuesday when the polls close. So make sure when you vote, you also drop a comment in there and be like, happy birthday, Craig's dad.
Do it. I'll do it. I will. Okay. I will set a reminder so I remember to do this.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of excited for this Final Four matchup.
I am.
I'm glad that Hey Baby and Neck are on opposite sides of the bracket, so we don't get a wild matchup in the middle. So whatever brilliant person made this bracket did a great job.
I wonder who put it together.
I wonder who did it.
Who that could be. But yeah, no, I honestly I see 3 strong really contenders for the championship spot, and then you factor in the you and I poll from Hannah over there, not there, and that just completely throws it off because without Hannah's influence from you and I think Holiday would have lost in round 2. I think Holiday would have lost to Crazy Train easily if it weren't for Hannah. But
yeah,
I don't believe that is the best song on there, but I firmly believe that she will manipulate the bracket.
It's not manipulation. Everybody can retweet.
It's campaigning. It's campaigning. Whatever. Manipulation campaigning.
Candidate. And if I happen to quote tweet Holiday every time and say you and I or PMB don't let Holiday flop, if I happen to do that and it happens to work, I mean,
I don't know. I think it's going to be a very good matchup. One more time, I'm going to throw that up on the screen for anybody who wants to see it, who's in the chat. There we go. There are our final 4 matchups. Make sure you get your vote in there, and make sure you vote for who you want so you can see your favorite song win. But I think, while we're talking about brackets, there's some other brackets that are not doing as hot, which is just about everybody else. Every single person, for the most part, who made a bracket for March Madness kind of got screwed over in one of the most wild marches Ever, yeah. We here at College Band Radio have a pool that we made. It is in utter shambles. I'm going to throw that on the screen right now. As y'all can see, Jason is in first place. Savannah's in second. I'm in third. Alex is in fourth. And Hannah is in dead last. Annabelle did not make a bracket. So she technically is in last.
I'd like the people to know the first night of March Madness, I was leading all my groups. So at the end of the day, I have that emotional high of that one day.
I'm just gonna cut you off right there. What happens when you're winning on the first night, but it's like a month-long event, and then you're not winning after that? Well, you could, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna stop playing basketball.
I'll simply stop watching. But I will say, go Blue! We're the last one standing out of the Big Ten. So
part of me,
I have that in Loyola. I have that in Loyola to keep me going.
Part of me wants to root for Michigan moving forward because, if they win, all Big Ten schools get money, which means Rutgers gets money. But at the same time, I'm just personally really, really indifferent to Michigan as an institution. They've never, other than sophomore year when they completely embarrassed the entire state of New Jersey when we played them in football. Other than that, they've never given me a reason to dislike them, but they've also never given me a reason to like them.
I like the basketball team a lot. I was raised a Michigan fan, so I was already a Michigan. Yeah. But I like their basketball team. I think Juwan Howard's a great coach.
I agree.
I don't really want to talk about Jim Harbaugh and his overrated khakis, just because I remember when he got hired, we were all so excited because we were like, this is going to be great. He's going to do great things for the program. And
all I'm going to say is I'm going to put this out on the record of making a public statement. Coach Greg Schiano, Steve Peichel has beaten Clemson in the postseason in 5 years at Rutgers. I challenge you to do it sooner. That is an official statement on the record from College Band Radio, the brand, and me personally.
That is our official stance on this matter. I think somebody should have told Alabama and even LSU, even though Michigan just beat them. I was like, you have to pick whether you're going to be good at football or basketball. You cannot be good at both. That's not fair. Alabama, I want to see them lose on principle. It's nothing against Alabama people themselves. It's just, I'm just on principle. You guys cannot be good at football and good at basketball. Let us have this one.
Exactly. You know what? Just Bama, just chill out. You know what? We get it. You're athletic because some people think you might give financial compensation to players. I don't personally believe that. That is not an official statement from us. But that's a thing that some people do believe. That's all I'll say.
Rumors. Just
Rumors have it. If you look on Twitter, some people believe. And I know there's a lot of things on Twitter that you shouldn't believe. I'll leave it at that. We're going to move on.
Oh, sorry.
What? No, I wasn't saying anything.
I was going to say another team we got to give a shout out to. The Missouri Valley Conference darlings. The Loyal Ramblers. Go Ramblers.
They.
Go Ramblers.
What's her name? She's the
Sister Jean.
No, not Sister Jean. I know Sister Jean. The lady who makes the TikToks like during the football season. She did all the ones.
Yes.
Nicole something.
Ashley Agar.
Yeah, she had a. I think I saw this because I think Hannah liked it or retweeted or something like that. But she had a great Sister Jean impression. It was
hilarious.
Supreme.
It was Annie Agar. Sorry,
Annie Agar.
Sorry, yeah. Annie. If you're watching this, you're probably not. But I think.
Hey, Annie. I think you make some great content. If you want, we'd be more than happy to have you on the College Band Radio team.
Please join us. We would love it. Yeah, I just think that, like Craig said, wild March, full of upsets.
I would even say that it's not just wild; it's mad.
I'm still upset they didn't use Indiana Insanity or Insanity because it's all in Indianapolis.
Well, it's not all in Indianapolis. It's just based in Indianapolis.
Like Indiana, but it still works.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also in Terre Haute, and it's in Bloomington, and it's in West Lafayette, and probably some other towns and cities.
I think it's really funny that the Drake Bulldogs get to play in West Lafayette at I can't think of the name of their stadium. Yes, at Mackey Arena. I think it's hilarious that they got to play there because I was like, wow, Jason was that close to people from Iowa.
Yeah, so gross. Ooh.
I will say, whenever I think of Mackey Arena, though, I think of the composer John Mackey, who has like written some wild, fun stuff, but stuff that's also made me suffer.
John Mackey, I have very mixed feelings about his music, because some of it is fun, some of it's like fun, wild, and crazy, and other parts are just wild and crazy and not fun. John Mackey, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's on Twitter.
Is he? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Twitter's funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I'll have to give him a follow. You know, I didn't know that. Honestly, wasn't really sure if he was still alive or not. There's a lot of composers that aren't, so it was...
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair assumption, but I remember I did Foundry in high school. I did Xerxes, and then I was supposed to do Strange Humors. Our concert band last year put so much work into learning Strange Humors, and it was going to be such a fire concert, and then COVID was like, no, you're not having a concert. And we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I really hate to see that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've sat down and, like, played my French horn since, like, and, like, actually, like, sat down for a while and played it since concert band got cut short last year. And it's sitting across the room from me. Like, I've got my computer here, then on the other side of my computer is like my living room. I've got my desk like jutting out into the room. Don't judge me. I like it that way. But like it's like my horn is sitting on my couch, ready for me to play it. But like I'm just scared to pick it up because I'm like, it's been so long. I'm gonna have a horrible tone. My neighbors are gonna hear me. They're not gonna like it. Like,
see, you just have to like now that you're like graduate, you just have to let yourself enjoy the music. Like, this is not going to sound good, but I'm going to have fun. That's how I am with piano, is because I took piano lessons for a couple of years. I'm terrible at piano, like just the worst pianist you've ever heard. But it's like fun just to like whenever I see one, just pick out a couple notes.
Yeah. And like I'll pick up my horn and like play like a line or two every once in a while and miss like half the notes. But like I think that's one of the reasons I'm terrible with putting instruments in cases. Like as you can see from like my guitar that's sitting right here on like this like little plushy like footrest thing that I have there. Like I am terrible at putting instruments away. And so I always just leave them out. But then it's so much easier to just like grab them and play them. And so, you know, it's the life.
I don't know. I think French horn's a cool instrument though. This year actually for concert band before it got canceled once again because of COVID. That's 2 years in a row now. Unfortunate. But I was actually going to get to play either French horn or baritone, because you're going to have to limit numbers because of COVID. And we had a lot of trumpet music majors. I was like, well, that makes sense because I'm not a music major. I'm just there to vibe. And one of our GAs is like, how would you feel about playing French horn? And I was like, okay.
Hey, that's one step closer to hashtag Mellow Gang. Buy the merch when it's available, if it ever becomes available.
Someday. Stay tuned.
Maybe.
We're like, we've got you guys like, you're ready. You're waiting.
Yeah.
You cannot wait for this. It's going to be great. But my friend was in high brass tech at the time. She's a music major. And she let me play her French horn for a little bit. And all I did, I figured out how to play the Binary Sunset from Star Wars. I was like, all right, I guess I'm a French horn music major right now.
Precisely. That's the only thing you need to learn on horn. Like Mozart 3, no. Strauss 1, no. Get those out of there. Get those out of there. We don't need that. Just give me some J. Wills. You know, good old Johnny Williams.
My hero. I love John Williams so much.
John Williams, would you like to come onto the podcast along with Annie?
Yeah, let's get Annie and John Williams here. They have lots of similar interests, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know what? All the listeners, they always hear the same drum cadence intro. I'm sure John Williams could write something more exciting for our intro. John Williams, I challenge you, sir, to write us intro music.
I like literally, because it's funny because he was the one who like made me play, like inspired me to play trumpet. I think I would probably pass out if I encountered John Williams. I've decided that. It's like people pass out or like freak out when they meet celebrities. That's how I'd be if I met John Williams or Michael Giacchino. I love Michael Giacchino.
Every time I think of John Williams, two things pop into my mind. One is the video from like that circulated the internet from a few years ago of some young kid just learning trumpet who was like standing outside of his house like playing the music, and like he came out and like talked to the kid, and like that was so heartwarming. And then the other thing that comes to mind when I think of John Williams and hear John Williams music is it was summer of 2017, I want to say. I might be wrong about that, but that doesn't really matter. Anyway, I was at Tanglewood in Massachusetts with my dad. For those of you that don't know, it's this very famous like outdoor concert venue, like classical concerts mostly. Like Boston Pops perform there regularly. Boston Symphony Orchestra sometimes comes through. And so I'm talking about Boston a lot this episode. A lot of Massachusetts influence this week. I don't know, But anyway, so we were there, and once a year he has a concert that he conducts live of his like film scores, and they have the videos from it, like the video like playing along with it, and so I think the piece that they were playing at the time, I think it was Superman, the Superman theme, but so there's what's called the shed, which is the prime seating. That's where you have it, but then there's just the lawn behind it, and that's much cheaper. And so my dad and I we drove up from New Jersey that day, went there for the concert, and afterwards drove back home. But we were just chilling on the lawn, and like you started to hear thunder like rumbling in the distance, and as like the music kind of progressed and like got to like the climax of the piece, there were like lightning strikes like shooting across the sky, like not above us, but like over on the side, and it was like it was a pre-planned light show, but it just fits so well with the music. And then as like the final chord hit, the sky opened up and it started pouring, and luckily that was intermission. I almost said halftime.
No idea that concert existed, but it's now I have to go.
That is
my dream.
It is such a fun. If anybody lives within like a 3-hour distance of like Western Massachusetts, I would say that it's definitely worth the drive, even just to drive there that day, drive home afterwards. Or there are hotels in the area. I mean, you could stay the night also if you don't want to do that, but
I don't know why. I guess I know why, I'm a film major, but like I love cinematic music. So I have like, it's literally like I have like an 8-hour long playlist of just stuff from Star Wars, and like another like 6-hour just film scores in general. So I have like a piece from every Marvel movie like in cinematic order. just because I'm a nerd. And it's just like my dream to like see stuff like that conducted live. Like I've always wanted to go to a Boston Pops concert. I would probably pass out. Like I'd just be so excited I would not know what to do with myself.
It was such a fun concert.
I'm literally, as soon as we're done with this live, I'm going to be getting on and looking up tickets. I have to go to this. I have to figure out a way to get there.
I don't know if they, I'm sure they didn't do it last year, but I don't know if they're doing it this year or not. You'd have to see.
I'm sure it's not happening. I like to pretend though.
Yeah, we can always pretend. I think it's usually I'm not sure I think it's mid-July usually. It might be mid-August. I don't know. I don't know. It's sometime in the summer.
I don't even know how to explain. Like I would cease to exist, like that SpongeBob meme where he's like leaving his body, like his soul is leaving his body. That would be me in the presence of these musicians.
It was such a fun experience.
I would not be able to function probably ever again. That's kind of how I was when I was a senior in high school. I got to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Ooh.
That they were great. Definitely go see them if you get the chance. It was their Christmas show. It was magnificent. It was ironically, it was in the exact same venue where the women had their basketball tournament for Missouri Valley Conference. So I just remember like being back there like a year later for my first conference tournament. I was like, Trans-Siberian Orchestra played in here. Now I'm playing in here.
Nice.
Because of course
you're basically the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Same thing. We are the Trans-Siberian we're the Trans-Siberian pep bands.
Exactly.
That's
from Iowa. Yeah, definitely Siberia.
Yeah. Well, okay, we have a parking lot at UNI we call Siberia.
Oh, well then exactly then.
Exactly.
You know, then you're fine. You're fine.
We all hang out in the R lot to practice, so we are truly in Siberia. It's actually north of the dome, so it's a good like 15-minute walk from anywhere. It's just a gravel lot. They don't plow it. So that's where you park if you're like, I'm never leaving campus during the winter. You just leave your car there. It's just done. You don't get it back till spring. It's a nightmare.
Imagine not having covered parking spots.
Don't talk to me, honestly. Today, as a matter of fact, because of course I don't have covered parking spots anywhere because
what they do at Rutgers is they have solar panels, so they're solar lots. They have not every lot is like that, but most lots where students park overnight are solar lots.
I might transfer just for that.
Do it. It's honestly really convenient. And like if it's raining, then you don't get wet except for the fact that they always drip. Like, but only right by your door. No other doors get dripped, but wherever you park, there will always be a drip. It's definitely an experience. It's definitely an experience.
Class and walking like from my house to my car, like walking around campus today, I got like completely soaked like 3 or 4 times today. Just because it was like raining and then it was windy because it's always windy at UNI. It was just.
See, at that point, you just got to own it and just be like, I am going to get wet. I'm going to go outside and get absolutely drenched and enjoy it because you're going to see all these people being miserable, like trying to stay dry, you know, like running with their jackets all like closed up tight, holding their umbrellas and whatnot, like trying to go and their umbrellas are like flying as they're trying to move too fast. And it's like, no, you're just out there jumping in puddles, having a dandy old time. That's the way to do it.
In the rain. Normally, I love rain. Actually, my freshman year, I had this really epic pair of rain boots. And one time it started raining in the dorms. I sprinted down 3 flights of stairs to get outside before it stopped raining so I could wear my rain boots. But it's like, today it was like 40 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
And like, because if it was like warm rain, I wouldn't mind. I like the rain. But it was like almost cold enough for it to be snow, but like a few degrees too warm. It's not spectacular.
When I used to go to summer camp, I loved when it rained, cause like we'd just be in these cabins in the woods, and it's just complete downpour, and I love the smell after a thunderstorm.
I do too.
I don't know what I know. It's like it has something to do with the ions in the air after the lightning strikes. I don't really know all the science behind it, but like it's just such a nice smell. I love it.
What I really love is after a thunderstorm is like you were talking about, Craig, but like here usually in the summer it's so humid before we get a thunderstorm. It's like you just feel it on everything. It's like that moment as soon as it's like you feel the rain like wash away the humidity and the air is just like crisp. I love it. It's so fun.
Crisp like some nice lettuce. Yeah, but going back to the previous conversation, back to film scores. I really thoroughly enjoy film scores, to the point of where for like most of senior year of high school and freshman year of college, all of my like study music was film scores. And I was working on my high school every year has like a big talent show. And my friends and I, we did this like light show thing. And so it required a lot of time, like soldering different wires and whatnot together. And so we were just always working in my basement, getting that stuff together. And we would always put on film scores in the background. And it was so nice. I don't think it's still around, but Songza had a great, quote, epic film scores playlist that we'd just click on.
That's amazing. I just had to like curate my playlist over the years. And every time like a new movie comes out that I really like, I have to add stuff to it. Because originally my film scores playlist and my Star Wars playlist was the same playlist, but that can't happen anymore. They had to be separated. Because like when you get into movie like music from like the Clone Wars, because like Kevin Keener does a great job, and like The Mandalorian, Ludwig Göransson does incredible work. He also did Black Panther for your fun fact.
But like I feel like it's getting to the point where like they're gonna be the film scores playlist, but like you said, you're gonna have your MCU playlist, your Star Wars universe playlist with all the different movies and TV shows and whatnot from all those shows, and just like what happens to just the standalone great film scores, they get forgotten because everyone's like, oh, I'm just gonna listen to my Avengers playlist, I'm gonna listen to my Star Wars one. No, you just gotta go find that one where it's like the company that makes the streaming service, their curated playlist, and just find new music and then watch the movies from the songs that you like.
Yeah, I don't know, and I feel like it's like a musician thing, just because we like appreciate the music. So like, not that normal people don't, not like it's not that they don't.
Musicians versus normal people.
Yeah, I was like, literally as I said that, I was like, that's not how I should phrase it.
No, it's accurate. It's accurate. It's accurate.
I was just
musicians and normal. Two sides.
But I loved that. Like any movie I see, I'm like always listening for the theme and like seeing if I can figure out, because I never want to know who the composer is before I start the movie, and I try and figure it out midway through. Because sometimes I can do it, which is like probably embarrassing, but like it's just fun, like as a musician, to like listen to it and be like, oh, like that's such a cool French horn part, or that's such a cool part for like the winds or the woodwinds or the low brass. It's like it just like adds a different like flavor to the movie, and I feel like that always like makes the story richer for me.
Since you're talking about analyzing film scores, I have one that's gonna possibly blow your mind a little bit, unless you've heard this one before, that the Pirates of the Caribbean theme is The Lick.
Dang it! It is!
And now I literally sang that. Now I'm blanking on the lick. That I could not think of it. I was like, I know it's very similar, but
I'm ruined by that. Actually, that's all I'm going to hear now, because that's of course on my great film scores playlist. That's one of my that's one of my wish list songs that I've always wanted to play, but I haven't gotten to yet. Which is funny because every year when the PNB we send out the documents, put show ideas down, I'm always like, all right, here come the film scores. Because last year we got a movie show. I'm a little sad we didn't get to march it, but it was fun to do Standstill. But that got most of them off my bucket list. Our superhero show got a lot of them off. My freshman year, we did for our space show, we did this really cool mashup of the opening theme from Star Wars and E.T. It was like somebody wrote this. It was a really neat arrangement of it. But I digress. My
first show in a college band was Star Wars.
I would love to do a pure Star Wars show, because we did like I said, it was like a space show. It's like we had Star Wars, but then we closed with this cool Star Trek medley, which was fun.
Yeah.
But we did Starships by Nicki Minaj, which I hated. We did do Hooked on a Feeling though from Guardians of the Galaxy, which was really fun. There was a written in
from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that was where I heard it.
Used in, not from.
I hadn't heard it before. I hadn't heard most of the songs.
You have no taste.
I did just admit that I have like an 8-hour film scores playlist, so
True.
I think that
this
was
is not
fine.
shocking to anybody.
See, because I like didn't listen to like popular music until I got older, so it's like I remember like the
But
song.
like your
you know the
parents
song-
never played it around?
No, like do you know the song "Dear Maria"? Or like let me see if that's the right name of the song. But it's like that and like check yes.
Dear Maria, Count Me In?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. I heard that for the first time like 3 weeks ago.
What the heck?
Yeah, it was really good. I like.
You know, I guess in in your defense, I think the first time I heard that music was like, I think I heard those two songs was, well, not Check Yesterday. I'd heard that one before. But I think Dear Maria, Count Me In, I think the first time I heard that was like late sophomore year, early junior year of college. I don't know. I was never that into pop punk until kind of the last few years. I got really into it. I'm trying to find the video where somebody does a really deep, like in-depth dive and explaining that the Pirates of the Caribbean theme is the lick. I can't find it, but
good cursed video. It shouldn't be allowed on the internet.
It is a very interesting. I love videos where they like analyze music, because like as somebody who doesn't know a whole lot about music but has like a basic understanding of music theory, it is really interesting. And then when like somebody can really dumb down the concepts to the level where just like a casual, listener can understand it. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know. I love it. But I just remember when we did the pop music thing, my freshman year, we did this show called Middle School Dance. So it's like songs you would have heard at your middle school dance. I knew exactly one of these songs, and it was Welcome to the Black Parade. The rest of them, I was like, I've never heard this. And it was like Bye Bye Bye, Tongue Tied, Skater Boy. I'd never heard Skater Boy before. And part of it, I think, is because it was before I was in middle school, really, that some of these songs were popular, because I am young. But also,
I would not even say, because I know people that are younger than you who know Skater Boy. Like you're only 2 years younger than me. You can't get away with saying that you don't know Bye 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 and Skater Boy, because you're young.
I know them now, believe me.
It's not like you're like in like 5th grade now, and in which case, yeah, you wouldn't really have ever had much of a chance to hear that music. Like, you're a 90s kid. Not really. You are the very. I'm not even a 90s kid. I'm a 97 boy. So
I was like right. I don't know. I just like I lived under a rock. I had never heard these songs before. But fun fact, for one of our visuals in Bye Bye Bye, we had to learn the whole dance they do. So I just remember, like, as a freshman, we had this instruction video, like, furiously in my dorm room at like 2 a.m, me like trying to learn how to Bye 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 dance.
See, that's a really funny thing, because probably most of the upperclassmen just knew the dance from when they were younger.
Because I was like, how did these, because our field coordinators were teaching it to us. I was like, how does everybody know this so well already?
Because they're not culturally illiterate.
Yeah, freshman me was having a crisis. Because I had to learn how to, that shoot dance. I had to learn it my sophomore year for a show we did, and I had never really seen that before.
Well, I think that was a newer thing. Like, that wasn't like the Bye Bye Bye.
Flossing I knew existed, but I'd never done it. I just remember like the song Hand Clap.
Oh, don't tell it to your dentist.
I will leave this live right now.
Well, then it'll be the Craig Show, and I will have no problem with that. I can talk for hours to nobody. I was a Twitch streamer for 10 months, and half the time I didn't have viewers, so I know how to talk to nobody.
I'll just fake my internet connection going down and just finish.
All right. Well, I think we've kind of run out of topics to talk about. I think more people should be back on next week. We had a bunch of things all going on at the same time this week, which is why it's a light crowd, But, yeah, I think I think, it's a good week. We've got a really exciting episode planned out for Friday, so make sure you guys go and listen to it. Make sure you're following us on whatever your favorite streaming platform is. And when you do, make sure you drop us a review when you listen to the episode. Just give us that 5 stars, even if you don't like it. Just write in the review 5 stars. This sucked. But
it makes you happy.
Yeah, it'd make us and the algorithm happy. So, but yeah, Hannah, where can these nice people find us?
You can find us on YouTube right here at College Band Radio. Make sure you subscribe. You can find us on Instagram at College Band Radio.
It's right above me.
Oh, fancy. And you can find us on Twitter at College Band RDO, because as Craig mentioned earlier in the episode, as I've mentioned in every single other episode, radio, 1 letter too long. So make sure you follow us, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
And when you subscribe, make sure to ding that notification bell. That I didn't like saying that. I'm sorry. It just felt so natural, and it was not a good one.
It was a good effort.
It was a good try. Maybe next week I'll get it better. But yeah, I think that's it. Any last words before we sign off? I don't know.
No, honestly, go Cats, I guess.
Go Loyola, I guess.
Go Ramblers!
Yeah, go Sister Jean. Adios.